I'm Catherine Ross, and I'm here live on the floor of the NYSE with Jim Cramer. Jim, what's on the top of your mind this morning?
The unreal nature of how the market just won't roll over. There are a lot of people who felt that the futures would be down big, and then actual common stock shareholders would bang it down. And this is also my description in real money, that let that play out, and then you start buying. But they didn't even wait. I mean, my goal would have been, let's take a stock like Merck. My goal was to say, listen, the futures bring everything down. Maybe Merck's down $1.50. You buy some Merck. They didn't even let Merck go down. Merck's up. That's too premature for me. I would like to say that if this is really the train pulling out of the station, I'm going to wait for the next train, because it's too glib. It's just, look, I was speaking to my best person this morning, and my best person, who's been the most right in my life, said, Jim, we've been at war with Iran for a decade. So this time we struck back. It's actually better. I'm like, wow. I said, no. I mean, we've just taken it and taken it and taken it. Now we strike back. It shows a sign of strength for the president. President's really good for the stock market, so therefore you should buy the stock market. I mean, literally. And I came back and said, listen, gold just hit a 7-year high. And gold is a great barometer of how bad things are. And she came back and said, so what? I mean, and I think that those two words, so what, describe this market. So what? Wow.
Now, of course, there's more than just the tension with Iran now, because Iraq's parliament voted to remove U.S. troops.
It's a client state. You know, I was speaking with someone last week in the mainstream media, and I said, who owns Iraq? They said, well, Iraq is owned by their own. It's independent of Iran. And I wanted to say, you know what? It was a rhetorical question. Iraq's owned by Iran. We threw out a Sunni government. We put in a Shia government. The Shiites are directly run by Iran, basically, in terms of that area. And so what happened is that we installed a client state. No one wants to say that because so many people lost their lives for absolutely nothing. Okay, but we lost 55,000 people in Vietnam for absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, it seems the way of some of our presidents. And it was a loss, and this just confirms the loss. I mean, the idea, think about it, you've got a leading terrorist, a man who's created more mayhem than anyone other than Osama bin Laden, and he's assassinated. And what, the world thinks it's bad that he was assassinated? Kind of. Except for people who are for Trump.
One thing that I noticed this morning was that you were saying that the market just wasn't down enough. You just said that yourself. In an ideal world, yes, but in an ideal world, where would the market be if you had control over it?
Where it is. I think that the market's a little too high, but I don't like to be able to say that. I had said last week that when everybody comes back from vacation, we're going to see what the market's really like. Now, the futures were down 22 ticks when I woke up at 4. They've rallied ever since. The market is already anticipating my whole wrap. I mean, it's almost like it's it's sped up. I mean, the idea is that you let the market come in, you go buy Procter & Gamble because it has a better yield than the 10-year, which is a 1.7. You had a possibly double if you think about Procter raising the yield, raising its dividend. So therefore, when the smoke clears, buy Procter. But there was no smoke. And maybe it takes some sort of action that we see, but in many ways right now we're viewing it as being like when we launched missiles at North Korea. Here's a question, Catherine. Don't we have to launch missiles at every single Iranian nuclear site? Don't we have to? I mean, isn't that what they're saying? I mean, if we're going to go to war, we'll go to war that way. And it's certainly reasonable to think that we'll do that. And then I say, well, wait a second. While we've had the two biggest day decline since the beginning of last month, do you want to buy stocks in that environment? We have the most cash for action alerts. We get the maximum level. We have 300,000. We'll talk about that in a second, because we're not biting. We bought a little Tyson, but we're not biting. And I made an allusion this morning to who would want to buy McDonald's, because McDonald's, we found out about a whole new culture at McDonald's. Stock's up. So to me, it's too glib. But like I said, my best source just said, Jim, you got to understand the way the market works in these new days. Everything is sped up. Your whole rap about what has to happen because of Bristol Myers, this has nothing to do with the price earnings ratio of Bristol Myers. Your whole rap is in slow-mo, and that's no longer the case. I come back and say, I want to see another event before I would make a move, and that I'm willing to miss whatever kind of rally we seem to be having. I want to miss it. I didn't bite on Friday. A lot of people said Friday was going to be the bottom. I'm betting we still have more. But in terms of like where I think it is, I have to temper my negativity simply because there are a lot of people buying. But I'm letting it go. I'm not going to be part of it. And I'm going to talk about that on Wednesday's Club Call.
And we'll be also covering that over on our Action Alerts Plus Daily Rundown show right after this. Jim, this morning on Real Money, you combine football and stocks, and you are helping investors avoid sacks. But based on everything that you wrote, I want to talk about touchdowns. How can you help investors get a touchdown in this market?
Well, I can't do it unless the futures take everything down. And the idea is you do go after Bristol Myers. This is 1 year ago they did the Celgene deal. You buy the companies that are going to be speaking at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference. You buy the companies that you think are going to have the best quarters, particularly remember that the dollar's been down. But you don't buy them unchanged, and you certainly don't buy them up. Sometimes you just miss it. It's okay. That's another thing, by the way. By admitting that I'm willing to miss it, for some people who I will block on Twitter, as we saw this weekend, I want to talk about that in a sec. For some people, I kept them out of a big rally. I don't know. Dow's down 400 points so far since I said don't buy. I look at it as saying, you know what, I'm going to miss this one. I just want to wait. I just want to wait because I want to have the cash. And I know my view's boring, but I'm going to wait.
Now, of course, you can read more on Jim's column over on realmoney.com, and you can read about our stock of the day, Netflix. Netflix last night, Jim, was nominated for 16 Golden Globe Awards. It walked home with 2.
Oh, it's nominations matter more than who wins. The fact is that it's that much programming. I like Netflix on the point of view that it's come down too much, but we own Disney for Action Alerts, and there is going to be a sense at a certain point, how many services can we afford? I think that's the big issue, and I don't know the answer yet.
But what about quality? Do you think that Netflix's quality of shows will go down because it's so desperate to keep up?
No, I mean, but look, this guy Plepler just became the head of Apple's entertainment, and so the more people who are good, the more content, the less time. Reed Hastings, like Strauss-Zelnick at Take-Two, their biggest issue is there enough time to watch everything, not Netflix versus Amazon. Is there enough time? We're running out of time. I don't know how much time there really is.
That's a fair point. There's so much content out there nowadays and not much time to watch it.
You know, we have daily debates at home about the number. I mean, I got 5 shows I want to watch. She has 5 shows she wants to watch. I mean, in the old days, there was only 1 show you had to watch. But we have 5 shows that people are talking about that people are like I haven't watched Succession. I keep wanting to watch Succession. And she keeps saying, Melissa, we got to watch this married family life thing. I've been watching it. It's a total woman's thing.
Succession is very good.
Well,
I
made
say.
her go to an Eagles game, so now I got to pay for it. Now.
I am sorry about your Eagles.
Woman stuff. I mean, but we should indict that guy, Clowney. If I were a district attorney, I would indict that guy. I mean, what was he trying to do? He was pure mayhem. But let me just speak about Twitter for a second. My eldest daughter, who teaches English and Spanish, came in. We had a wonderful time. Yesterday she said that you're not going to answer any negative people going forward. You're just going to block them. So if you're negative, I'm going to block you.
So no Sparkies?
I have to. She doesn't want me to do Sparky anymore. She says no more Sparkies. No more Sunshine. No more Chowderhead. I regret this, but I'm going to go with her.
But you know you're a Sparky or a Sunshine or a Chowderhead if you're
I'm
blocked.
I'm a Philadelphian. I'm much more comfortable calling people morons and Chowderheads. She's not really a Philadelphian. She wasn't born in Philadelphia. I have to relent. I mean, I never threw a battery at Santa Claus. I did throw snowballs. That's okay. I don't have a good arm. I have hit people who root for other teams. That's okay. They had it coming. But those days are now over. And I got to go with my daughter. No more Sparky.
This is a new chapter.
It's a promise. It's a promise I made. It's a resolution. Particularly, she said, listen, if you want to call somebody Sparky, call me Sparky. She's calling me Jimmy Chill. That's my new nickname is Jimmy Chill. And that means I'm done with the days of picking fights. She says it's unbecoming. I will miss them. I'll miss the beatdowns. I'll miss the crushings, the crackback blocks, the targeting, the spearing, all the things that I like. Because I'm from Philly, they're over. I'm going to be a different guy.
All my uncles are from Philly, and I know how hard that's going to be for you, so I congratulate you.
And look, it's something I have to do because I love my daughter. I'm not comfortable being that kind, but I'm going to be.
Good for you, Jim. All right. Yes.
Good for me to change stripes
Yeah.
at this age after all the years I've fought, after all the people I've hit. And been hit myself. I've had so many beatdowns, it's scary. Most of the people I've hit have been much bigger than me. I've had to suffer the consequences. But to my daughter, I love you. I'm blocking. No more sunshine.
Hashtag no more sunshine, no more Sparky. All right, Jim, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'll miss it. I'll miss the battles. Probably cost me some followers. But I'm done. Kinder, gentler, 2020.
New year, new you. All right, we are now heading over to our...
I'll be missed. The me that's me. I got to be somebody else.
But it's just a new you. It's not like you're losing you.
Oh, but these people have it coming, Catherine.
I have seen some of the responses.
I want to give him a clowny. I want the commission. I want the FedEx envelope from the commissioner. But those days are now over. But you'll be blocked. So you'll be in oblivion. No one will ever see you. No one will ever get any followers from what you say to me. You're gone. And it'll be sweet. There, I've said it. No, it was traumatic. But I agreed.
I think that's great for you. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. I
You
think
don't
that this
think
is
I
turning
should
over a new leaf.
You don't think I should crush these people?
I think that it's hard to crush people over Twitter. You know, if it was person to person.
My daughter said, you give them a platform. I said, I've known that for years. But by the way, just so we know, in 2009, this daughter got me on Twitter. She's up at Williams. She hated, by the way, for your parents who were trying to get your kids there. She despised Williams. And she showed me we were at some inn, porches or something. And she grabbed me and she signed me up for Twitter. And she said, everybody who has a cat picture, we're going to retweet. And I said, well, what is this thing, Twitter? She goes, it's an opportunity to retweet pictures of cats. So I did that for like the first month. And then I started realizing, you know what? A lot of people saying stupid things. Saying stupid things, trying to headstrong. A lot of people are headstrong. So that's when I started. I built more than 1 million followers by giving people beatdowns, taking a few myself. Done. An era is over. 2020.
And hopefully 2020 means more dog pictures.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely more dog pictures. Absolutely. I was watching some yesterday. There was a dog that was taking a hose right in the face. It was incredibly funny. There was an amazing dog picture. Oh, my God. There was a dog at cold food, put it on there. Dog sniffed it, didn't want it. In the microwave, 5 seconds. Boom. Dog eating it. I mean, I am going to be Mr. Dog Picture.
There we go. That's your new 2020. I love that.
Karen Cramer has a fabulous cat and a little dog. Dog kept just pawing the cat. Cat could care less. Finally, the cat swatted it away. That's the new me.
I support that.
It's the new me. I don't know.
All right. Now we're going to take you and your new self over to ActionAlertsPlus.com for our daily rundown show where you're going to talk about more about the sell-off and what our members can do about it. I'm Catherine Ross, and we'll see you tomorrow.